Welcome to Lifestyle Buzz Today with Orlando. Fresh, innovative, entertaining talk about topics we are all in one way or another involved with. And now here's your host, Orlando Burgos.
All right. Well, hello, world. Once again, welcome to the Connection to Better Living. Sort of a kind of a ho-hum type of a week, I guess. The war in Ukraine, sadly, still on, but hopefully maybe something good is going to come out of it soon, I hope. The news has been taken over by the Supreme Court judge nominee. Listen, our country seems to be running on emotion more than logic and more than actual knowledge. Let the process work. The people in the Senate are supposed to be doing their job, and this nominee accepted the challenge, so let the process work. I think some people are getting a little bit too one side or the other, and you know, this is America. Everything has a purpose and a process, so let's just let it go. Today we want to talk about something that is familiar, but in reality a lot of people know very little about, and that is our daily brew, coffee. And I think Michael's going to be very interested in that because he knows a lot about it. Then we're going to be chatting a little bit about how we can have fun exploring the idea of coffee by taking a trip. We're going to be working on that at segment 3. The other one is, I believe very much on the fact that as human beings, we are in a constant state of evolution, change, and we do need to keep up with the pace. Some people like to live in the past too much. Some people try to figure out the future too much. We need to live in the present, and I think that we need to adapt. To quote a military term, adapt and conquer. So we're going to be talking about that. And the other one, to close the show, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of electric cars. And I think it's going to be a very interesting show. Michael, what do you think?
Yeah, sounds like a fantastic rundown there.
Yeah.
Like two of my favorite topics there, coffee and cars. So that should be fun.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. No, I think it's going to be a great show. So we're coming up for a break here soon. Oh, we got a minute. We got all kinds of time. As we were talking about the war in Ukraine, there's a lot of people helping, and it's wonderful. Some other people have taken a real aloof position on it by saying that it's a regional war, but it's not. You know, in today's world, we have evolved a little bit out of conflict, armed conflict. So we need to really bear in mind that society as a whole, worldwide, thinks more in a civilized and peaceful world. So I think we need to, think about that. And why don't we take a little bit of a break? When we come back, coffee.
Is your bathroom looking old and worn out? Want to update it, but you don't know where to start? Then let BCI Bath & Shower show you how to turn that old bath into an aisle of beauty and functionality. Our residential bathroom solutions provide the best value on the market, and our customer service is second to none. Our cost-effective BCI Bath & Shower family of products has what you need.
Remodeling our bathroom was a big decision for us.
They didn't make a mess out of our house at all. And at the end of the day, we had a beautiful new bathroom. And it was a great experience the whole way through.
We have the best monthly payment programs in the industry with payments as low as $68 per month or no interest, no payments for 18 months. That's right. Get the bathroom of your dreams now and pay for it in 2022. Call 1-800-455-7923 for a free no-obligation price quote. That's 1-800-455-7923. When you want quality bathroom products at a great price, it's got to be BCI Bath and Shower. That's 1-800-455-7923.
Can you smell it? Every morning, people wake up to that great smell of coffee. But do we know what it's all about? I happen to be very fortunate of the fact that I grew up with a plantation right in our backyard. So as a child, as a young boy, I learned how to go pick it. We learned how to measure the basket. We were actually too small for the regulation basket, which is like something that the pickers tie around their waist and pick the berries. So we had a smaller one, but my grandfather insisted that we did it right and get in line with the rest of the pickers, and we used to get paid, so we'd come back with some coins, stuff like that. But then the education actually included the drying, the husking, the roasting, and it was a wonderful experience. Learned a lot. So what do I mean by the roastings? There are 3 main roastings or 4 main roastings?
There's the light roast, there's the medium roast, and then there's the dark roast, and I believe there's also the ultra dark roast.
There's actually one that is called medium dark roast and the dark roast. Okay, and you know what? It all depends on. Some people like the medium because it's not so bitter. It's not so. The light is a little bit too watery, in my opinion. But for the people who enjoy a cup of coffee that don't want too much of a buzz, then
it's less acidic too.
Yeah, because the dark actually sometimes is it really upsets your stomach.
Yeah, that's from the oils that with the darker you roast it, which means the longer you roast it, pretty much, you extract more oils from inside the bean itself.
Yeah.
And that's also the oil. I mean, I could do a whole segment on the oil, but the oil is where you actually get the richness from. So it's kind of a balancing between the richness of the oil, but also you don't want too much because it can upset your stomach.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that we're going to be talking about, I mean, we're going to be talking a little bit more about the roastings and stuff like that. But I think it's interesting always to find out the history of a product. In this particular case, the history is kind of a cute thing. Goat herder, supposedly in Ethiopia, saw some goats eating these berries, and they were very happy about it. So it got them curious. But that's not exactly how the product got to the state that it's in today. That came from shipping the berries to Yemen, and in turn, that's where the word Arabica comes from, and the other species. What is the other one? Arabica, and there's
also Kenyan too. It was one of the very first bean geniuses as well.
Yeah. So anyway, it started like that, but actually today, funny enough, the largest producer of coffee is Brazil. Far away from where it started in Ethiopia, but there. There are many countries that specialize in the coffee bean because of their volcanic grounds. The height.
Elevation is really important, yeah.
The altitude, it makes a difference. So you know what? And there's so many different kinds. Many people think that maybe Starbucks invented coffee. Well, no. Starbucks, what they did is very, very cleverly, they invented for people to take 20 minutes of time during the day to chill, have a nice cup of coffee.
Well, yeah. Also, I mean, they've also invented a great business model where you are drinking coffee, but it doesn't taste like you're drinking coffee because it's, you've got caramel and you've got whole cream, you got whole milk, you got whipped cream, all sorts of chocolate shavings, all that. So you actually are drinking coffee, but it really tastes like you're drinking like a milkshake or a hot chocolate.
Yeah. I mean, do you realize that in the time of the cowboys, they got a pot and they put new grounds on top of the old grounds? It just until it came to the point where there was hardly any room for the water to boil, so then they would empty some, but they continue. Because the idea was that the stronger, the better. Now, today, people have a little bit more of a refined taste, but still, you know what? You find some really clever, smaller coffee shops that still do it the old way, And I remember, like in my household, there was always a big sock that was kind of, filled with coffee. And there you are. That used to be our coffee maker when I was a kid. And they're still popular today in the coffee making countries. They still make it at restaurants. They actually go to each table and they pour the coffee and they make it. Usually the people that use that contraption will also make it with warm coffee. With warm milk. And it's sweet. It's the best. In the afternoons, you have one of those coffees with a steak with a meat sandwich.
That was always weird to me too. A lot of my people of like my grandfather's age and a little bit older, when they would, at dinners, they would want to have coffee as their beverage, which was always kind of weird to me as a kid because you milk or soda or water or something like that, and it always kind of was weird to me that you'd want a hot coffee to go with your prime rib and your green corn. Yeah, but that was a generational thing as well.
Yeah, that is really. I grew up as a child drinking coffee. In 1958, when I migrated here with my dad, my mom, we went to a restaurant and I asked for a cup of coffee. And the waitress almost had a conniption. What? Because my dad said yes, So we had to explain, but then she said, not here. So I never got my coffee. And I learned that here it's taboo for children to drink coffee.
And they base it on a lie. The lie is that they tell you, and I'm sure if all those listening have heard it, that, if you drink coffee as a kid, it's going to stunt your growth. Yeah. That's a lie. It's the same thing with sugar. They don't want, your parents don't want kids to drink coffee because they don't want them to be up all night running around and running amok.
And the thing about the fact that it's habit forming. Even to today, I have one cup in the morning, maybe one in the afternoon, sporadically, sometimes. But at night, forget it. I just don't do that. It's just, you get used to it, you enjoy it, like it, So anyway, we're going to be talking a little bit more about coffee when we come back. Let's take a little bit of a break. Ready or too early? Okay.
But we got about 30 seconds, but I also want to ask, Orlando, and also maybe people can reach out to Orlando on Twitter at Radio Man Orly, what their favorite coffees are and what their favorite coffee shops are.
Very good.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Let's do that.
Hi, this is Fred Dwyer talking about my favorite Italian restaurant, Angelo's and Vinci's at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in downtown Fullerton. A fantastic place to eat. Come inside and dine in our Italian town square, complete with a 10-foot Christmas tree. That's right, 10 feet. Enjoy our food made from secret family recipes. Pasta, chicken, seafood, salads, and our delicious pizza. Incredible desserts, including my favorite, the tiramisu, flown directly in from Italy. Feel the spirit at Angelo and Vinci's, 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022 or visit angelosandvincis.com. That's angelosandvincis.com.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares. First or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
For the getaway of your dreams, come to Hawaii's Playground, Ka'anapali Beach Resort, on the fun side of Maui, where the world comes to play. Find your spot on Ka'anapali Beach with 3 miles of white sand, 12 resort properties, 2 golf courses, and 2 shopping centers. Enjoy the playground of Hawaii's ancient royalty. Ka'anapali Beach Resort is Hawaii's original master plan destination resort and home of the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. With views of 2 neighboring islands, you can breathe in the land's natural beauty from your favorite resort or golf fairway. Come experience Ka'anapali's own special brand of Hawaiian hospitality with world-class dining, relaxing resorts, water sports, and activities of every kind. For romantic, family, and great friend getaways, discover the options of Ka'anapali Beach Resort, where the world comes to play. Plan your getaway today. Visit Ka'anapaliResort.com. That's KAANAPALI Resort.com.
We are back with the subject of coffee. Do you know who was the first company to commercialize coffee here in America?
Oh.
Folgers. It used to be called Steam something else, but it was RJ Folgers, and they're still around. The old jingle I grew up with here, tasty to the last drop.
Yeah, also it has crystals too. I remember that was one of the taglines.
Yeah. Anyway, so there you are. And I mean, the history of coffee is actually like very, very amazing. And one of the things that I do as a travel agent that I like to share is that I have been a proponent of experiential travel for a long, long time. And many people call it different names, but with me is like, I feel that certain times require for you to actually travel somewhere, get immersed into the culture that you're visiting or that you're interested in. In this case, being coffee. And for many years, my companies have always sold a booking called Picking Gold, because gold in the coffee producing nations is coffee. Okay? So what we do is we travel to these destinations. Right now, I'm actually working on 4: El Salvador, Guatemala, Costa Rica, in Colombia and see which one is going to give us the best deal. Okay? The process of coffee is always the same, regardless of the destination. The quality of the coffee is a little bit different. But for our purposes, what I would like to do is for people to go and actually see what a plant looks like. I think we have a photo. There. That is what we are going to be looking at, because not all those beans are pickable. In this particular case, they picked a plant that is primarily ripe, but there are some that are still very much green. Like in this particular photo, the upper part, you see the green berries. You don't touch those. And where you see them with the red, mixed in with the red, you leave those alone. And there's a reason for it. I mean, they are not ready to go. Inside each one of those little berries, you don't eat the berries. You don't eat, it has a nasty taste, but it's the bean that's inside, it's the seed that's inside. So when you pick those berries, there's a process that you have to go through, which is drying them. And they're usually dried in a big spread on the ground with the sun. And then within a couple of days, they dry up, the husk starts falling off, and the process calls for the person to go there and brush it with these rakes to get rid of the husks. So we are going to be experimenting or experiencing all of that. In our trips, we go and our guests get a measure basket, smaller, than a regular measure basket. This is the program. We travel to these destinations and you get to know the destination. We go to the fields and you learn to pick the berries. You actually work along with the local people that do this for a living. You are going to eat lunch with these people and commune, which is the most giving thing that anybody can do. It's the communication is so pure. And, then you're going to get in line, you're going to get paid with the local currency for whatever you pick, and you get to keep your basket. You bring them, people bring them, and they actually make plants out of them. Then we are going to also experience the husking, the picking, choosing what is going to be the lighter color, the lighter bruise, and then the roasting. And you actually get to bring a bag of the product that you picked with you. What do you think about that, Mike?
That sounds like a fantastic experience.
It is.
If you're a coffee lover, or if maybe you're just a medium coffee lover, this sounds like a great experience and something that I'm sure you'll never forget.
You know what? I believe that if you enjoy something, you need to know the roots of it, and so that's what we're going to be offering. Okay, so more to come on that, and for more, just visit our website. We're going to be putting it all there. Okay. When we come back, more fun.
Hi, I'm Dennis Bono. Join me every Saturday at 6 p.m. and Sunday at 3 p.m. for the Dennis Bono Show live from the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas. Enjoy this fun-filled hour with my celebrity friends as they perform, visit, and have lots of fun with me in front of a live audience in the showroom at the South Point Hotel. Please join me Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific, Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific, right here on CRN Radio and CRNTalk.com.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Yes, dreams really do come true. Exhibit A, the LA Rams. And you, Pilgrim, are Exhibit A+. Look what you've accomplished during these hectic times. And now it's time for your just reward for a job well done. down. Come celebrate as the champion you are at Columbo's with a juicy melt-in-your-mouth watering steak, Neptune's gift from the seven seas, Columbo's family Italian recipes, the world's greatest meatballs, service that's second to none, and all at a down-to-earth bill of fare. Columbo's is the inflation-fighting champion. Columbo's, that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's Mangia Bene.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Enjoy Tiki Live, the best cable alternative choice today, with hundreds of premium live TV programming, including ESPN, CNN, Fox News, Disney, AMC, Bravo, XF, OWN, and CRN Talk. Plus, no contracts and low month-to-month service. Tiki Live, servicing North America, including the Caribbean. To get started, visit TikiLive.com to order hundreds of channels, including CRN Talk, at a fraction of what you're paying today. Visit TikiLive.com. That's TikiLive.com.
All right, thank you for standing by there. Welcome back to Lifestyle Buzz with your pal Orly at the mighty CRN Network. There will be, I suggest that you keep on track of what we're talking about here through our website at www.lifestylebuzz.today, where we're going to be publishing the packages that we are talking about with prices and times of departure and all that good stuff, okay? I'm so sorry. The human being is a work in progress. It thinks, therefore it imagines. It desires, it enjoys, it gets sad and concerned. These are all human traits that are within us to make sure that we stay engaged all the time. Now, some people, for one reason or another, have a little bit of a time in keeping up with change. They don't like change. But the fact is that change is necessary, is good. And it doesn't mean what it means to many. You cannot automatically say that now you're 6 feet tall, or you're a woman, or you're a man. The changes that I'm talking about are within you in order to stay viable, in order to stay happy. Michael, am I on the right track?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you always have to evolve. I think people, I think one of the lessons that I think that I've learned that I try to put into practice every day is that everybody that you come in contact, you can learn something positive from.
Yes. Yes.
I think that's important.
Well, you know what? I think one of the problems that exists today is that in many cases, people have actually stopped accepting the word from other people. It's like their imagination or only their little clique, the little group. And I think you need to listen to all of it. You never know. So anyway, what do you think about this nominee problem, though? Are you for or against her?
Well, I think that the entire process has become just terribly political theater. It should be noted, too, that for pretty much the first half of our nation's history, there wasn't any Supreme Court confirmation hearings. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until Louis Brandeis, the first Jewish American, was nominated to the Supreme Court that the Senate decided they needed to look into that. And ever since then, that was in 1913. And ever since, that was the 1930s. And ever since then, these, especially, we're seeing a liberal justice to replace another liberal justice, and the Democrats do control the Senate, and so they have the votes. Mm-hmm. And so, this grandstanding of Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley and others, bringing up her record when it comes to, sentencing and whatnot is solely political theater. And I thought that Alan Dershowitz had actually a really good idea on how to solve that, where instead of having, these highly politicized and theatrical Senate confirmation hearings, is that they should actually bring in an independent commission of 25 well-known legal scholars, law professors, former judges, an apolitical commission that would actually conduct the review process rather than these, these senators we got now.
You know what? And what it is, you're very right in what you're saying. But by the same token, the political theater, it depends on who's in power. With
Justice Kavanaugh the last time, it was just as bad. I mean, both parties are equally as guilty as this.
Oh yeah. No, my thing has always been that this is actually a very good show of why I believe so strongly on term limits. I think if there was more of a turnaround of people in the Senate, they would not be so fierce about party lines, but they should be more fierce about what's good for the nation.
I agree with you. I think that senatorial terms are far too long, and I think House terms are far too short. I think that having a 2-year House of Representatives election cycle means that you're constantly on campaign, that you don't really can't do any governing. So I think they should both be 4-year terms. If you want to max out the term limits of 14 years total, I would be open to that idea as well.
Yeah. I think that 4-year terms, and boom, you're out, so be done. 12 years.
Well, should that be total, or do you think like maybe 12 years and then you're eligible to run again the next cycle 4 years after that? What about
that? No. I'm saying 3 4-year terms.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. What happens is that in many cases, familiarity turns into habit. Habit turns into power thinking, and that all of a sudden leaves the job off to one side and the personal wants in the middle, ahead of the game. I don't know that there is anyone who's been in power for 30 years doesn't think that, hey, I'm the it, man. That's it. So you don't count. No, I'm it. I think that stuff has to go. The same with presidents, 2 terms. Give these people one more, and that's it.
Yeah, it wasn't until I think the 1960s, I want to say, that you could run for multiple terms. Only FDR was the only president to serve more than 4 terms, and the reason no one did it before that, and it wasn't in the Constitution. There was nothing in the Constitution up until the 1960s that would give a president term limits to 2 terms. It was because George Washington only served 2 terms and then faithfully stepped down, even though he was asked to serve a 3rd term. And so it was kind of like, a nod to the great General George Washington that if he didn't do more than 2 terms, then no one should.
And you know what? All the early politicians were gentlemen farmers. They went back to the farm and worked like everyone else. They didn't retire millionaires. So what can you do? Anyway, so that's it. By edict of the Lifestyle Buzz crew, 3 terms. We'll be right back.
Attention real estate investors. Do you need cash immediately? If you own 1 or multiple rental properties, you can use your equity to get cash out fast. The best part is we don't need tax returns or even a good credit score. At America's Loan Source, we are not a bank and we don't have bank rules. We make the decisions to loan you money, and there's no limit how much we can give you. Some clients have gotten as much as $500,000 or more within days. Use the money any way you want. If you own 1 rental property or 100 and COVID has left you in a cash crunch, we can help you turn your equity into fast cash. Call now for details and close in as little as 10 days and get the cash you need. 800-353-1760. 800-353-1760. 800-353-1760. That's 800-353-1760.
What are you so happy about? I'm on the pill. Aren't you two a bit old to worry about having more kids?
Not her, me.
You lost me there, buddy.
Steelman pills. Things weren't always looking up, if you catch my drift. So, my doctor prescribed me a little something.
Like Viagra?
Yeah, but that's expensive, and it wasn't covered by my insurance. Steelman pills cost me less than $3 a pill, and virtually the same effect. I just called and got over 40 pills for only $99.
I have this friend who might be looking and...
Well, if your friend wants some help, the consultation is free over the phone. No clinic. Steelman Pills sends it in the mail in a confidential package.
I'm on it. I mean, my friend will be on it.
Steelman Pills, going the extra mile to help men with erectile dysfunction.
800-605-1683. 800-605-1683. 800-605-1683. That's 800-605-1683.
Back, and those magnificent men and their electric machines. Up. Electric cars or gas power cars? That is the question. Michael, pro or con? Electric vehicles.
The electric car definitely has its pros. I mean, it's cheaper to operate just based on electricity is far cheaper than fossil fuel gasoline. The problem with electric car, and also the performance is amazing. I mean, the performance of an electric car, just based off the torque alone, it's instant torque. Mm-hmm. I mean, the fastest sedans in the world right now are all electric. We're talking sub 2 second 0 to 60 times. The range has gotten almost comparable to gasoline-powered cars. And just real fast as a note, we talked about this off there. I have a service loaner as my car's in the shop for the next couple days. And the service loaner I have, it's very nice. It's a 2022. It's brand new. It's only got 3,000 miles. The thing is, and it's a gas-powered car. The thing is, it's only got an 11-gallon tank.
Yeah.
Which I think is outrageous. I mean, the range on the car with only 11 gallons, and it's a very fuel efficient car. It's only about 320 miles. The car I have currently that's in the shop's got an 18-gallon tank, and I'm able to usually get 550 to 600 miles off a tank alone, one tank alone.
Yeah.
But the cons of the electric car are that they're expensive, and so I hate seeing all these politicians when we're suffering through these high gas prices, $6 a gallon gas, are saying, oh well, we need to needs to be the onus where we transition into an electric car. Look, folks, I can't go out there and drop 39 G's in a Tesla. I just can't do it right now.
Yeah.
Also, the sustainability, the recyclability of these battery packs, that's a big question. We don't know, these battery packs and the electric motors that contain all sorts of, rare earth metals and other.
You can't get rid of it. You can recycle them.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
So everything has to be like buried somewhere or whatever. So there is a problem with that. But the other problem is that the range that they preach or that they mention for electric cars depends very much like gas, on how heavy your foot is.
Well, not only that, but how heavy your foot is, whether or not you got the windows up, whether or not you're running the air conditioner, whether or not you're using the GPS.
Yeah.
Because any sort of accessory you're using on those electric cars are going to affect the range.
Diminishes the range. Yeah. Now, the other thing is that there is still, it's increasing, but there's still a situation about the recharging. You really need to plan where in your car you go, okay, let's go to Vegas. You know you're going to stop somewhere along the line to refuel. With an electric car, you really have to plan it because not everywhere there's such a recharge.
And there's a phenomenon called range anxiety that owners of electric cars have now, where they're just constantly filled with anxiety that they're going to be stuck on the side of the road because, like you said, I mean, you're not sure where the charger is going to be available, and also, like you said too, about you never know the accuracy of how much range you have left in the electric car.
Here is the funny thing. I know somebody who has a Tesla. Okay. They love it. It's a great thing. But they admit the fact that it is more of a local vehicle than anything else. So if they are going to go somewhere, the first thing that they put in the car is a small gas power generator.
Yeah.
So in case they run out, they put. So I'm looking at it and I'm going like, it doesn't make sense. Now, as far as economics, it has been proven that the recharging points, if you have a electric car, you need to modify your home.
Yeah, you need to have a 240 volt system.
Yeah, and that's a chunk of money.
Yeah,
right
I mean,
there.
you can charge 120, but that's going to take probably about 12 to 16 hours to charge the battery. If you have a 240 volt system, you can charge the whole thing in about 6 hours.
Yeah, I mean, but when you charge on a 120, I mean, that meter just spins. So there's expense regardless of what, you know. Then the other one is the cost. I mean, there's cars out there that are magnificent. I've known somebody who has a Porsche.
The Porsche Taycan is a really cool electric car.
Oh, yeah.
If you got the money to buy a Tesla, but look into the Porsche.
But I mean, how much is the Porsche?
The top end Tesla, the Model S, like P100 Plaid, I think is like $130,000.
Yeah.
The Porsche Taycan Turbo, and that's another thing too. They call it a turbo, even though there's no turbo in it.
There's no turbo in it. I know.
That's about 160 if you start, and then it gets close to 190 when you start tacking on the options.
Yeah. So there are pros and cons. Now, one of the things that I know for a fact is that here in America, a lot of strides have been made to purify the gasoline to where it's not as toxic waste.
Gas-powered cars have never been more efficient than now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get out of 1.5 liters with the turbo, you can get 40 miles to the gallon and 200 horsepower. I mean, that's unbelievable.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, I know. So, it's there are pros and there are cons. And I think that one of the things, like I said, the batteries is something that is concerning. Then there's also the destruction of where the batteries come from, the lithium.
And also the foreign dependent, we talk about being dependent on foreign oil. We're dependent on a lot of those foreign rare earth metals for our batteries.
I know. So I think people need to educate themselves a little bit more about it. So do your homework and then go out and buy yourself a Mustang. We'll be right back.
Get a Corvette.
Yeah. There you go.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
Keep listening for a free offer from US Med. If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of sticking your fingers over and over again. By simply wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of sticking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar daily and administering insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call today and learn about the latest CGM technology. We'll send you a free ebook telling you all you need to know about CGMs. A CGM can immediately reduce pain. It's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. Your new CGM may be covered by Medicare or private insurance. Call now to learn more. 800-524-9313. 800-524-9313. That's 800-524-9313.
Have you heard about Vine to Bar chocolate? It's the winemaker's chocolate, the world's first chocolate made with well-vined Chardonnay marc from the beautiful coastal vineyards of North America. Gently pressed grapes are harvested after juicing, dried and finely milled and carefully blended into the finest dark chocolate. The Chardonnay marc contains highly beneficial grape nutrients, flavanols, and has a natural sweetness that flavors the luscious dark chocolate. Mouth-watering, flavorful, delectable dark chocolate goodness with Chardonnay sweetness and beneficial nutrients. And it's alcohol-free, too. It's Vine to Bar chocolate. Order some today at vinetobar.com. That's VINETOBAR.com. Cold shipped to your door, it's Vine to Bar. Vine to Bar chocolate. Visit us at vinetobar.com.
Back again, and if you notice that the entire show today has been about the evolution of self as far as knowledge. Okay, we had it in the third segment or the fourth segment, but the fact is that everything that we have talked about is about opening the mind to something that is unknown, something different, and that is something that we all need to embrace in order to survive and survive happy, because it's not just a matter of sticking around, it's having a purpose, be able to be a good example, be able to do something that other people can appreciate, that you can share with.
Yeah, lifelong learning is very important. Evolution is very important. Maybe take some philosophy courses. Maybe go to your local junior college. Which I think junior colleges for people who want to just learn something for fun are a really good resource. Yeah. It's cheap. You get to be around young people. Maybe take a philosophy class and study epistemology, which is the study of knowledge. Yeah, and really you can broaden your horizon.
I think that the world is not only us here in America, but I travel a lot, and it seems to me that in many cases, people are living like in a little bubble. It's their own little bubble of, if they think that ice cream is fattening, then the only people that they want to hang around with are the ones that say, oh, yeah, no, I'll never touch ice cream again. Ice cream is, just take a little scoop of something and experiment, because that's what it's all about, is knowing a little bit more about the unknown. So find out, maybe ice cream is sugar-free and it's not that bad. Still,
I can't stand it when you're with people and they're like, well, let's go to this Italian restaurant. I hate Italian restaurants. We hate all Italian restaurants. We hate all Italian dishes. There's certain, Italian's not my favorite, but whenever I go to an Italian restaurant, I'm sure I could find something delicious on the menu.
Oh yeah. And you know what? We just go by I don't know if it's the sound or whatever, but I'm like you, because for me, a very tangy tomato sauce upsets my stomach. So, but you know what? There's some really terrific white sauces out there that just blow my mind. And
like mushroom cream. Yeah.
So that's the thing. Never say I hate. Never say I don't like. Never say, just walk in there with an open mind and say, I will try it. And, I want to know why it is that I dislike it. I think that's the best admission there is. I want to know why it is that I dislike it.
Yeah, you got to explore.
That's it. So we are going to be exploring the world of coffee, because it's going to be something that many people are not going to be able to say no to. It's going to be super, super fun, and it's going to be probably a once in a year type of we'd be able to do it, because not everybody is, able to lend their farms out to tourism, but I know some. I'll put it together, and it'll be on our website. I don't say my website; it's our website. Belongs to all of us, and so the information is going to be there. And join the newsletter. It's free. Okay, one of the best things you can get, and it's free. So, with that in mind, more information, please send me requests, suggestions to lifestylebuzz.today@gmail.com. With that in mind, we'll see you next week. God bless.